because you are watching the first ever episode of this, the Pizza Bible Challenge. Woohoo! It's a quest involving two girls, Tony Gemniani's Pizza Bible, and many, many hours indulging in the beautiful world of pizza making. I'm so excited. So this week we are looking at a universal favourite. It's probably one of the first pizza styles to evolve outside of Italy. Open your mouths wide and expect some grease to run down your arms. It's the New York slice. So before we get cracking, here's for a little history. Did you know that the New York slice goes back to 1905, when Italian immigrant Gennaro Lombardi opened the first pizzeria in the United States in New York City's Little Italy? Well, in those days it was hard to get hold of wood for pizza ovens, so he fueled his with coal, which resulted in a whole new kind of pie, the American pie. And legend has it that when Lombardi started selling pizzas at his store, he cut off whatever size piece you could afford. And that's how Pizza by the Slice got started. OK, you can quit your scary face now, Feathers. We know you like the slices. Speaking of the pizza world's poshest chick, I could really do with a hand. Feathers, where are you? What do you mean you're not going to help me?
I can guarantee you something. In 24 hours' time, when it's time to critique the thing and eat it, she'll be all over it. Mark my words.
So for today's New York pie, we're going to use Tony's master dough recipe without the starter. For this, we're going to need 453 grams of high protein flour, 9 grams of sea salt, 5 grams of extra virgin olive oil, 4.5 grams of instant yeast mixed in 70 grams of warm water. Then finally 225 grams of iced water. That'll chill the yeast out nicely, won't it? So to kick off with, I got my yeast and mixed it with some warm water, trying to make sure that the yeast was getting totally incorporated. Go on, scrape down those sides, Alex. Next, I added my flour to a standing mixer, ensuring that at least 200 grams of it spilt on my work surface. Oops! Now it's time to turn on that mixer, preferably on a seductively low speed. After a minute, it's time to trickle in that iced water once again, at a seductively slow speed. Alright, enough of that. Let's get the yeast in there. At a seductively slow speed. And then after a minute, I'll add my sea salt. Oh dear, is anybody else feeling a bit sick? I think we're upside down. Well, that's what you get when you're trying to film and put salt into the mixture at the same time. Oh dear. Mind you, it looks like it's coming along nicely. Okay, so we're going to stop for a minute, making sure that all the flour gets incorporated into the mixture so far. Yes, that's right, caress your mixture gently with a spatula. Then add your olive oil. Time to get whizzing again. Yeah, that's more like it. Let's get that party started. So at this point we've formed the dough balls. Sadly, I've deleted all the materials, so you'll have to do with a picture of a tray full of dough for now. But hopefully you'll get the gist. So we made our balls into 370 grams, placed them in a container, covered them in cling film, and then placed them in our fridge for 24 hours. Meanwhile, it was time to make the tomato sauce, and for this we needed 120 grams of hand-crushed tomatoes, 65 grams of tomato paste, pinch of oregano, sea salt and a lug of olive oil. Oh, and this is the fun bit. Time to get our hands messy. So I'm going to hand crush all of this together before putting it in a food process for one final whiz. 24 hours on here in the dungeon of dough, and guys, I've got something to show you. My dough balls have puffed up nicely, haven't they? And another bit of exciting news. Oh, okay, so we spent a bit of time last year in New York, and we ate a lot of New York pizza, didn't we?
Yeah.
Predominantly slices, because we don't tend to eat a lot of that here.
And grandma pies as well, which is like the thicker square pies, yeah.
So, in your opinion, what makes a really, really good New York slice?
So, got to have good cheese pull. So, nice and cheesy, not that horrible dried up cheese on the top. Go fresh mozzarella. It's more like a kind of, you think of it as a classic kind of cheese pull cheese, like a Pizza Hut or something. You'd have quite a punchy tomato sauce with lots of kind of oregano and garlic in it. The base would be quite thin, but it would not crack if you folded it to do the New York fold.
She nearly finished. I'm getting hungry.
So it should be quite sort of pliable, but not too thick.
Oh, God's sake, enough's enough. Let's get
cooking. It should have a kind of a nice. Here we've got our New York sliced dough, which I believe Alex has shown you how to make. I've been told that they are 14-inch pizzas, and I'm going to get them out of this lovely baking tray that we have here. Very professional. Right, so we're going to do an upside down pie, and the reason why is that in America, in New York, they used to have coal-fired ovens, and so what they used to do is put the cheese underneath and the tomato sauce on top, because otherwise the heat of the coal-fired oven would burn the cheese. So we're going to kind of put this out. It's probably a little bit too thick in some areas, but we'll kind of...
It's because I like cheese, basically.
Okay. So we're going to put our lovely kind of plasticky sort of cheese, but it's still good quality.
It's plastic, but lovely in its plasticness.
Lovely in its plasticness, and it's going to have great cheese pull, I predict. So going to get a nice coverage there, and we're going to then basically sprinkle, almost, not sprinkle, but kind of drip the sauce on top, like so.
Next we have a dusting of oregano, and finally the most important of all the ingredients, the meat.
Okay.
So we have an American pepperoni there going on. We're getting a little bit nervous that this is about to stick. We do usually work with Neapolitan dough, and that does typically happen. But fingers crossed today, using a drier dough, this ain't gonna happen. Yeah.
Alex, how long have you been cooking that pie for?
I would say probably about 3 minutes now.
Oh, look at that lovely red paper.
Okay, I think it's time to bring it out now.
Okay.
Let's see what we've got.
Okay, let's put it on the chopping board.
Not too bad for a first attempt. We need to dress it with a little bit of parmesan, just a handful. This is the secret ingredient, apparently, according to St. Tony. A little bit of garlic oil. Yeah, okay, so we're all rather excited about this. I think it's turned out okay, hasn't it?
Yeah, I guess not a perfect circle, but you know, such is life. But generally, yeah, it's pretty good. It's got a nice airiness, as you can see in the crust.
Does it look like something we would have eaten in New York? I don't think it's got the holding.
It's pretty good. It's well cooked underneath, nice and cheesy, and it's pretty thin, which is good. So let's have a go. Pretty spot on. No. Okay. Yeah. So Alex, tell us what you think of your first attempt at Eat My Pie.
It certainly is very, very, very American tasting. It's got that real cheesy tang, offset by that lovely plastic plasticky, unctuous, cheesy flavour. Lots of meat. I don't think the hold is too good, but I think that might...
It's quite heavy, it's got lots of meat on it.
It's quite got a lot of meat on. However, it is completely delicious, and I think we're going to be finishing this pie today. So that is that one challenge down, but we do have another 5 to go, and I will be back in 2 weeks' time, same time on a Thursday. Until then, do get sharing your pizza love with us, either on Facebook, and that will be at Scream for Pizza, or Twitter, Scream_pizza. Until then, cheers for your ears and enjoy your pizzas. See you soon, guys.